today freely there.
Yeah.
Because they will attack me.
Yeah.
So it's like I try to tell people what I learned as a Muslim, that I've been learning. Muslims should hate non-Muslim. No other reason than they not believe in Islam. As a human being, I could not accept that they hate Jews or Christian or atheist or hate anybody or kill them even if they refuse our religion.
Yeah.
It's just beyond my imagination. I could never do that. But as a Muslim, that's what Allah and Prophet Muhammad is asking me of. So that's why I rejected Islam, because it's not what I believe.
Yeah.
I didn't believe that. Even in Somalia, everybody is Muslim, almost 90% Muslim in that time. Nobody believed that.
Yeah.
Because I remember we have Orthodox Arabs, we have Catholic Italians, minority. We have a church next to mosque, and in Siad Barre's time, we never thought about religion. You know, religion was a private matter.
Yeah. But don't you think that when, for example, those type of communities you speak of before become radicalized or become more Islamized?
They become more Islamized after the war, because after the war, those religious people got power.
Yeah.
And Mohammed Siad Barre, you know, our dictator, he put them in jail, many of them.
Yeah.
And those time, like people, we hear that the extremist people, they are crazy people.
Yeah.
Nobody cares, you know. They are very, very little. Nobody knows of them.
Don't you think that the Muslims, let's say the Muslim imams, that, for example, they might not speak too much about the later portion of the Quran, but the early portion, but they have nothing to say to counter the post-Hijra Muslims who come in and start talking about the rest of the Quran, and they have no way to refute what they're saying because it's all part of Islam.
Yeah.
So you have, for example, portions of London, like they're saying, like more than half are now very radicalized.
They're not radicalized, really. They become a true Muslim.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. That's what I meant.
It's like, you know, they will say like extremist and they are radical and stuff like that, but they just been like people who just want to live by the Sharia.
Yeah.
They wanted to follow the origin of Islam.
Yeah.
Islam, like Muhammad practiced, the Prophet of Islam.
Yeah.
So they become like religious people.
Yeah. So the quote-unquote moderates, have really nothing to say when the Sharia Muslims come in and basically tell how it should be.
But
There's nothing.
Have you seen any modern Muslim who protest when a Muslim woman is stoned to death?
No.
In London streets?
Yeah.
Have you seen any Muslims in the Muslim world, they protest against the Sharia and say abolish Sharia?
Yeah.
No, you don't see that, because the modern Muslims know that the Sharia is the law of Allah and they cannot question Allah. They cannot question God.
Yeah.
So they have to keep quiet.
Yeah.
Why they not speaking out?
Yeah.
Why they not speaking out when a atheist is put to death or homosexuals are being hanged in prison in Iran, in Saudi Arabia? Why is that no modern Muslim says why Christians have their passport Christians?
Yeah.
Why they written their passport to discriminate Christians?
Yeah.
No one speaks about it, so really modern Muslim does not help me in any way.
Exactly.
They don't help.
Yeah. I think it's a very Western construct term, moderate, because moderate to what? Moderate.
I mean, I have a problem really with a person who says I'm not stupid and I am not a murderer, but I follow a murderer and I think he's a perfect human being.
Yeah.
Muhammad, the Prophet of Islam, they say Al-Insan al-Kamil, which means that the perfect human being.
Right.
So the perfect human being, he raped, he killed, he lied, he cheated, he gave people two choices, become a Muslim or be killed. So how can you follow him? Why is that you don't investigate the life of Muhammad and his biography and what Muhammad says and did and what he commanded? For me, when I was a Muslim and I read about him, I was so angry. I was so angry at the things that he says. He says that I will banish the Jews from Arabia, and if you see Jews and Christians, do not greet them, do not say hello to them, push them in the he say the narrow way. All I have been commanded to fight people until they accept Islam. I mean, how can you as a human being, if you're a peaceful person and a good human being, follow such person? I mean, he was a desert pirate. He was a pirate. Nothing more than pirate.
But we know who, at least in my opinion, if he was around today, we know who would he be with? Islamic State. Islamic State.
Or Hitler.
Yeah, or Hitler.
He will love Hitler because Hitler hated Jews.
Yeah.
So